And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray. Rock Cod Rick Maxa's out of town this weekend and still enjoying the holiday, and I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving holiday. But get ready. Fasten your seatbelts because we have Captain Tim Ekstrom from the Royal Star in the studio with us to talk some big fish fishing here. You stay tuned to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Who's going to be more successful? The guy with a state-of-the-art fish finder and the latest sonar technology? Or the guy who wastes time looking for fish the old-fashioned way? Smart fishermen know how to embrace technology. And no one understands technology better than your San Diego County Ford dealer. The new F-150 is the only truck available with Pro Trailer Backup Assist. The most advanced, most efficient way to back a trailer ever. It's just one of many high-tech features you won't find on any other truck. Ford is also the only brand available with EcoBoost, a twin turbocharged engine that offers impressive fuel economy without sacrificing power. In other words, Ford trucks just flat out work smarter. So whether you're on the road or on the water, don't let technology pass you by. Come in now and get a clearance price on a new high-tech 2017 F-Series pickup. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today. Ford, that's California smart. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
Nothing is more exciting than fishing Cedros Island on a Hobie Mirage Drive kayak. And Cedros Kayak Fishing will hook you up on this amazing experience. Cedros Kayak Fishing offers deluxe accommodations in their beautiful secluded casita with all the comforts you would expect from a high-end resort, including single occupancy rooms and filtered water. Kayak tours are on Hobie Outback kayaks with bait tanks, fish finder, and VHF radios to ensure a great experience. Fly to Cedros and travel light, as Cedros Tackle has a fully outfitted tackle shop, including top-of-the-line rental gear. After a long day on the water, enjoy delicious local cuisine prepared by the staff. Cedros Kayak Adventures also has a fully outfitted panga and off-road truck and trailer to take you to super secluded spots. Fish where the others don't with Cedros Kayak Fishing. Come join Jeff and the gang for a great trip on Cedros Island. Visit the website at cedroskayakfishing.com for more information and to book your trip. A few years ago, Shimano introduced the Tranx 500 reel, and it changed the way we cast for big fish. Now, by popular demand, Shimano has created two new sizes, introducing the Tranx 300 and 400, available now at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx is the dream reel for throwing big baits and catching big fish. X-Ship and HEG technologies combine to provide massive cranking power with a smooth, effortless retrieve. Plus, Shimano's new Core Protect water-resistant technology provides long-lasting durability in the harshest environment. The new Tranx 300 and 400 are available in 2 gear ratios and 2 different handle designs to cover all fresh and saltwater applications. See the new Tranx 300 and 400 at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx, it's not just a new reel, it's a way to fish. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Pete Gray is here after a visit to beautiful Chicago for Thanksgiving. Got back yesterday and glad to be home, although it was a great visit to a pretty cool city back there in the Midwest. But makes you appreciate where you live.
Yeah.
You live in paradise.
Considering we were here on we were just talking. I was on the back porch in the Hawaiian shorts, just shirtless barbecue and or a rotisserie and a turkey. It's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I had all my winter clothes out.
Gosh,
yeah,
incredible.
But it was what a weekend. What a Thanksgiving. You have a good one, Tim?
We had a great time. Good time with family and friends. Very appreciative for an awful lot here this year. So,
yeah, for sure.
Namely, this recent good fishing here local. Oh my gosh, man, that bluefin fishing.
Yeah, you were just on it, weren't you?
It saved our 11-day trip, literally.
11-day trip, and you went to the 60-mile.
It was the best game in town. And The fishing down below, it's just spotty. I think that's the best way to put it. There's like a little bit of fish everywhere. So, you get your little bit here, your little bit there, but just never was anything you could sink your teeth into. And we just, for whatever reason, I had the black cloud hanging over me last trip. It's like everywhere I went the day before, it was great. And the day that we got there, it just stopped. Including Guadalupe.
Yeah, what happened to Guadalupe? It was biting.
Yeah, well, there's still tons of fish there, and it literally did exactly what I said. The day before we got there was great. We got there, we got 2 fish, but it was blowing 25 knots, and God, the boat was swinging back. It was just terrible fishing conditions those couple days. So we left, and the day after we left, they killed them again. 3 consecutive days. They had good fishing out there. And then by the time we got back out there, of course, it had dropped off again. So
did your partners in the fleet say, "Hey, Tim, stay away"?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But fortunately we had that the door was open and we got back up there on that 60-mile bank bite on those big bluefin. We had 33 one day.
Come on.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And then 28 the next day, and it just absolutely made our trip. We'd kind of kicked and clawed and scratched our way, and we had a nice catch of variety, but there just wasn't really much in the way of quantity and the quality. Again, we had a few of those bigger tuna at Guadalupe, so it turned it into a barn burner. What an insane opportunity. We had
late November.
Yeah, late November. The one morning we had 18 of those fish. They were 150 to 170 pounds, and nothing smaller than that. It was just game on.
Wow.
Legit, like real deal big fish fishing.
So what's your thought? Is this stuff going to stick around? We've got a big blow coming, looks like this weekend or the following weekend.
It's not going to last very long,
No.
I don't think. But I'll tell you what, man, it had a feel to it out there. The one thing that I really liked is the amount of bait on that bank. There's tons of market squid there, tons. Because we spent 2 nights there. Yeah, it was, up under the lights, the real deal market squid. So it gives me the sense that maybe that fish is going to use that as central, its central location. You know how it's set up on Tanner Bank last year and was available all the way through, I think, early February?
Sure.
Maybe that's going to be the deal out there. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Is that bank shallow? How deep is it?
Well, it comes up to 52, 53 fathom. And there's a lot there's a lot of area that has 55, 56, 60. It's a big bank.
Yeah.
Covers 3/4 mile, a mile, and there's a lot of shallow area.
Yeah, wow. What an opportunity for not only day and a half guys, but local guys as well as long range guys. To make a trip, you can, and that's the thing about our fishery here for long range guys. Our long range fleet, best in the world. You can go so many places and see so many things and fish for so many different types of fish.
So that is we were talking about it again, on the boat in this trip. What an incredible example of long-range fishing and how diverse, how that mobility translates into catches that feature variety, and how dynamic those trips are. In that you can go on the same exact 11-day. Take for example this 11-day we just got in, the Island Tackle 11-day. You could have gone on that trip 10 years in a row, and every year it would have been completely different. We had a year they had 28 over 200, 3 over 3 on the lower banks. You had a year where they had 300 wahoo. We had a year, and this year now we're capping off our trip. We had wahoo, we had yellowtail, we had yellowfin tuna, we had dorado, and then we came up and topped it off with big bluefin tuna.
Man,
it's just every year is different. That's why so many anglers, why they come back long range fishing year after year. There's a lot of vacation destinations where I don't want to say it's a one-trick pony, but it kind of is. Like if you go this year, you go the next year, and it just ends up being kind of the same thing. And that generally, an angler might do that 2 or 3 years and say, okay, I'm ready for something different. Well, long-range fishing, it's always different.
Yes.
You just never know what's going to happen.
Every trip is different. Every year is different.
Yeah. You might even fish the same location and something completely different happens. Yeah. You may be down on the lower banks. You may be at Potato Bank and load up on wahoo and dorado one year and have marlin everywhere. And then the next year you don't see a wahoo or you don't see a dorado, and it's straight 200 to 300 pound tuna down there. You just never know.
Sure. Now, what's been going on in the lower banks? We haven't heard a lot about this year. It's been a little off this year as far as for wahoo and big tuna.
Yeah, that big tuna's there. Every bank has that fish on it. It just has, whether it's that it hasn't settled in, there isn't a whole lot of it. I mean, there's a ton of bait. The stage is set. The conditions are beautiful. There's a ton of bait. I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if those banks provide some opportunities here in these upcoming weeks. I wouldn't, because every bank has fish on it. You know, finger bank,
warmer than normal,
Morgan bank, potato bank, Lusitania bank. Like there's big fish sign everywhere. It's just, you know, it's cagey, man. It doesn't want to settle in. It doesn't want to settle in around the boat. It doesn't really, you know. There's been a few shots. A couple guys had some hits on the potato bank.
Ray and Sam and the American Angler had some big shots. Yeah.
They've had a few, but you know, just nothing you can really settle in on and get to work. So we'll see. I think there's going to be some coverage in there for sure.
Yeah, well, now, Monday, of course, Rock God Rick jumps aboard the Royal Star with Captain Paul Caramel.
Exactly.
Taking the helm, and on our 12-day ride-down, fly-back trip, annual trip that Ricky's going on, he's got some real superstars going on that trip, some real anglers on that trip.
Oh, yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, you know, because they have a light group there. I wouldn't be surprised if they spend some time settled in. You know, that big fish fishery's like that. You know, you gotta spend some time just sitting and working at it. So, you know, I think those guys go in there and they settle in, they put their time in. There's a lot of opportunity to be had.
Yeah, a lot of options, especially when you're dropping off in Cabo San Lucas on day 12 to go so many different places, right?
Anything and everything is on the table.
In reach.
Anything and everything.
Yeah.
You know, outside, I mean, if you want to go west, you want to go to Hurricane Bank, you want to go around the corner, go down there by PV, you want to fish the local banks and then go around the corner, you want to fish the local banks and go outside. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. However, you know, it's the old mix and match. You can stop at a Laos on the way down, target wahoo, which we've done the last couple of years, and just kill them. We had some great fishing on wahoo early in the trip and at the end of the trip. So, I mean, you know, just however it works out, there's always those, you know, the logistical considerations. You know, you plug the weather in, you plug all the information that you're getting off the water. And one thing I really like about that trip, we've always scheduled to leave. You know, we call it the Stampede that leaves the day after Thanksgiving, but it sets us up perfectly leaving on Monday, because by the time they get baited up and their first day heading down, everybody's getting there. So we're receiving, you know, information real time on the water from the guys that are out there, and it really sets up the decision making in a favorable way. Let's say
you know exactly where to head.
Well, you hope so.
Yeah,
or exactly where not to
head. Yeah, that's the other key there. So one thing I'm very, very excited about with the Royal Star and love fishing with you and your guys on the Royal Star, these 4-day fly down, fly back Mazatlan trips that you creatively put into the schedule next May. Tell us about that operation. What's going to happen with that?
In no small part, after discussing it at length with my buddy Pete here. Yeah, we scheduled 2 4-day
and
trips.
our visits to Mazatlan with Captain Ken Frankie. I mean, that certainly was a huge part of it. And our friend Ron Aceredo, who's one of the head of fishery guys down in Mazatlan.
Exactly.
I mean, all that played into it.
That
right?
played big into it.
Yeah.
And Geronimo down there at El Cid Resort.
Great
that
guy.
place, you talk about incredible. I walked onto that Malecon there and looked at that resort and the whole marina set up. I cannot think of a better place to run out of. That place is just picture perfect. I think, you know, between that and there's a great vibe there too. Everybody's really friendly, really receptive. They're excited about the idea of developing new business there. You know, there's a great business that's been developed out of Puerto Vallarta there. The guys taking advantage of that big fish fishery around you know, outside Maria's, Cleophas Bank and all that. Well, Mazatlan's equidistant. It's the same. It's like 70, 80, 90 miles down there, which for us, you know, that's hardly an overnight run.
Not even.
And nobody's really run out of Mazatlan there. So we're going to take a crack at it. Like I said, I love the area, love the people there, and I think it represents a great opportunity to have a home base down there that we operate out of. In May of 2018, we have the 2 4-day trips. That's 3 full days of fishing. You leave in the late afternoon, you go out, fish 3 full days, you get in the morning on the 4th day. But we're going to do 2 trips, and it's like an exploratory thing in May of 2018. 2 trips back to back, then the boat will come back to San Diego with the catch on board. Beyond that, in 2019 or maybe even late 2018. Our objective is to set up a series of trips where the boat stays down there for a longer period of time, maybe a month, where we run 4 or 5 trips, whatever it may be, and set up a fish processing option for everybody down there that they can bring the fish home and I think that's how I foresee this thing going. Yeah. That's really what our objective is.
And Mazatlan's such a great city, too.
It's phenomenal.
Love that place.
It is phenomenal.
And amazing restaurants and reasonable prices.
Right. I had no idea that the restaurants down there and everything. That's what we're going to. It's very similar to when we took the boat down to Panama many years ago, back in the early 2000s. We really want to encourage anglers that make those trips to stay an extra day, stay a couple days. Bring your wife down, like settle in and actually take advantage of the whole experience. Don't just. And I know everyone's pressed for time nowadays, so there are some that are going to fly in and then jump right off the boat and fly home. But ideally, everybody's going to take advantage of it. At least stay a night.
Oh, I'm definitely
stay a couple nights
for sure.
It will I think make it a much more gratifying experience, much richer and just straight up, hey, we want to contribute to the economy down there. That's really important. That all of us as recreational anglers that are fishing in Mexico do our best to support the economy down there. It's just a way to let's say express our appreciation for the opportunity to be down there, and it's necessary. We want to be as valuable as we possibly can down there, and I think that it suffice it to say that our future depends on it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The more we contribute down there, the more value we represent, and the more we can do to support their economy, the better off we're all going to be. Yeah. It's good for them, it's good for us, win-win, and that's really how that's our line of thought here, going forward. It has been for a long time, but I think that it just becomes more apparent every day that we gotta do our best to raise our economic profile down there, if you will.
No doubt. And so easy to get to Mazatlan as you can nonstop flight on Alaska Airlines out of L.A. and multiple flights out of the CBX terminal on Valeris or whatever any other Mexican airline to Mazatlan nonstops out of Tijuana, which is it's like an hour and 30-minute flight, I think, or something like that, hour and 40 minutes. About
it was
the same
pretty quick.
As Cabo.
It was pretty quick, and like you said, it's easy to get to, and it's really inexpensive there.
Yes.
It's not like the tourism down there. It's not as what do I want to say? It's not as glitzy, say, as Cabo or as in vogue. So the economy is more based towards the locals and local tourism. It's incredibly reasonable there.
Yes.
Like you look at the plane fares, and when you get there, I mean, just like a cab fare, the prices in the restaurants, everything there. What do you think? You've been there. I mean, is it like 50% less?
I would say,
at least 50%
and even
less.
and I love Puerto Vallarta. It's a great but I like Mazatlan that much more, not only because it's much more real Mexico, but because the prices are like they're considerably less than Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah,
because Puerto Vallarta is more of a American destination.
Exactly.
Versus Mazatlan is kind of a small little tourist town.
Yeah, exactly.
But very, very safe. And very, very localized. What I like about Mazatlan is the family atmosphere there.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It took me a second. I paused because thinking about those drives down along the waterfront.
Yeah,
that's just that beautiful Malecón that goes for 5 some odd miles, and it is. It was all families. Yeah. It was a great time. We had a couple of fantastic nights where we just walked along jumped out of the cab, just walked along the waterfront there for a mile or so, and just. Man, it's like a carnival.
Yep.
And it was just a regular day, Every day is like that.
So, like I warned you, though, I told you, grab those spots while you can. Those trips are sold out. 2 trips in Mazatlan next May, or Let's Talk Hookup trips are already sold out. I'm going to go on the first one. Ricky's going to go on the second one. And we got a great group of people going along. But there potentially will be more.
There will be more.
Yeah.
There will be. Barring some unforeseen. But the objective on those trips is bigger tuna. By the way, we didn't mention that. They're big fish trips.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
There's not really any wahoo down there.
Very few.
Yeah.
Very few. I mean, you might get an incidental here or there, but it's the objective is to go offshore banks and go target those big tuna that are in that region.
And when we say big. This is where the records come from.
Yeah,
we're hoping there's several 400-pound yellowfin have come from that zone.
Right. We're hoping, fish in excess of 200 pounds. And we fish down there plenty. It's the same region out
sure.
Where that fishery that PV they fish and Cleophas, whatever, all those areas offshore. There's plenty of ground to cover. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it's going to be a good time, but there's also good times, too. Now, you have spots available on trips coming up on the Royal Star, I see,
we do.
too, right?
We do a few.
Yeah. A Guadalupe trip has a spot.
Yeah, we have
open?
we have a few spots open still on that on the Rice Bowl charter,
Yeah.
which is December 13th through the 20th. And for everybody that's following along, you know, December is not too late for Guadalupe, not at all. We've had phenomenal fishing there,
especially this year.
Absolutely, and there's always highs and lows. You know, there's times when the fishing falls off a little bit, be it conditions, moon, whatever. But I think that, I mean, from what I see, we got a pretty good shot here coming up for next month. There's still a ton of fish around the island, a ton. You know, you see it's out off the edge. How about, did you hear, by the way, about that stop that bike on the Spirit Adventure had on those Big Eye, 6 miles inside the island?
No.
Yeah, so the other day we're there, that was a week and a half ago. Anyway, he takes off to head in to fish yellowtail on the beach. He gets 6 miles inside the island, big old sonar school, and just clobbers 17 Big Eye, all big ones. Like
wow.
Yeah, like, let's see, 80 to 120 pounders, and a couple as big as 150.
We haven't seen that in a while.
I know. I was just blown away by
cool.
it.
You never know on the ocean.
You just never know. And you know, that's kind of like, you know, the old light bulb comes on, like, hey, man, you put that together with the fact that there's still yellowfin tuna up above on porpoise. There's still, you know, that bluefin on the 60-mile bank and offshore. There's more than just an opportunity, you know, be it on the coast, be it at Guadalupe. There's a lot more going on this year.
Yeah, that's
as
the
long as
beauty
you've got
of
the weather to look.
Yeah, San Diego sport fishing, and this is generally speaking, other than a few exceptions, we get our best weather.
Yep,
next couple months.
That's exactly right.
For sure.
Bananas.
Yeah. As you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. If you want to join us, toll-free line open right now, 877-792-1090. Also, 858-457-1090. 858-457-1090. And boy, do we have a great prize for you today. It's a holiday, so we're going to be really giving it away. We're going to give away not one, but 2 3/4-day trips on the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing. And 2 lucky callers going to each be able to go on the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing. And Taro's just been doing a fantastic job on those trips.
Those guys are just...
And what a beautiful boat.
The boat is exceptional. The crew is exceptional. Those guys get it. They do. They're just fantastic fishermen. The customer service standards are exactly what we hope they'd be, and then some.
Yep.
I mean, everything about that operation, it has just exceeded expectations. It's a great boat. It's fast, it's clean, it's big, it's comfortable.
Did it all.
You know, epic crew.
Yeah.
Those guys are phenomenal fishermen. Between Taro and then you know, the relief captain Anibal who's on there, he's done a phenomenal job too. Man, that guy was on
another
fire.
Superstar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, they've got it all. It's the complete package.
Yeah.
You know, for the quick, you know, shot to get out there in the offshore grounds or a quick shot down to the islands, which they're still biting too, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just...
and with this local squid starting to come in, who knows what's going to happen in the next
Exactly.
couple months, for sure. All right, only line open right now, 858-457-1090. Get through right now. And when we come back, more from Captain Tim Ekstrom, your phone calls, get some catch report, find out what's going on out there on this Thanksgiving weekend, holiday weekend. Stay tuned. Southern California's sport fishing voice is Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Are you feeling that itch to get out on the water? Come fishing on the American Angler and reacquaint yourself with some familiar faces and make new friends. Captain owners Brian Kiyohara and Sam Patella take pride in every aspect of the American Angler operation, from their loyal and trusted crew to the sashimi-grade fresh fish you'll take home. It's easy to find a vacation that fits your schedule. We have everything from day and a half to 10-day trips and longer. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. We want you to become a part of the American Angler family.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 58 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built by fishermen for fishermen. From our next-generation waterproof shorts like Tactical or Stealth to our new anhydrous waterproof jacket and bibs, the entire AFCO clothing line is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and features designed to deliver for the demanding angler. To find AFCO products, go to AFCO.com and find a dealer near you.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest that's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
I got a garage full of fishing tackle, and every time I get out on the water, I realize I forgot something important. But I never forget my life jacket. I make sure my buddies wear theirs, too. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
When bad weather and rough seas send other boats back to the dock, Seakeeper allows you to fish longer and fish harder, even in the roughest conditions. Don't believe it? Just ask those that have put them on their boat, like Captain Pete Grosbeck and other professionals. Fishing in the trough with Seakeeper basically eliminates the trough. Seakeeper's newest offering, the Seakeeper 3, is optimized to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on boats between 30 and 39 feet. Even better, this gyro is so small it can fit inside a customized leaning post and operate on your current battery system, making installation fast and easy. Watch for new product coming soon. The Seakeeper for boats. Think about it. Eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on your boat. That is amazing. To learn more about how Seakeeper can change your life on the water and to schedule your free demo, go to Seakeeper.com. Take a ride, be amazed. Seakeeper.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here after the Thanksgiving holiday. Again, I had a good time back in Chicago with Lolly's family. 42 people for Thanksgiving.
Woo.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a big crowd.
Yeah, it is.
You know, there's nieces and nephews and grandkids and this one and that. She comes from the big Ohio family anyway, you know. So,
man.
But great people, really wonderful people, and yeah, good to visit them, but
good to be back
good
home.
To be back home for sure, indeed. And Captain Tim Ekstrom, who also celebrated with his great family. Man, how about your daughter Charlie? Man, she's quite the superstar.
She is.
Yeah,
she's been doing great. She's speaking of the local sports. They've got CIF tonight coming up for regional CIF for indoor volleyball.
Wow.
And
volleyball superstar.
Yeah, Point Loma High. So hopefully they make it because they'll go to state if they or they'll be in the state finals next week if they do. And then her beach volleyball, she's doing phenomenal.
Yeah. And then what about the son? What about Duke, man? He's on the half-day boat Dolphin right now.
Absolutely.
Working.
Yeah. He's got his let's see, the old chip off the old block, I guess it is. You know, he absolutely loves fishing. He's crazy about it, like real passion. And he's
good at it.
He's really good at it. He's got an incredible work ethic. He's been helping the guys on the Dolphin for a long time. And when he comes out on Royal Star, he spends about a month a year with us on the boat, and they call him the eighth man. I mean, he's really valuable.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and he's just got a great personality. He's a great kid, and he's a talented athlete too. That little guy, he's quite a baseball player.
He can throw that spitball.
Can he ever?
Yeah,
can he ever?
Indeed. You see him getting scholarships in baseball?
I wouldn't put anything. I don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse.
Sure, absolutely.
But he's got a great work ethic, and he really does have talent. So if fishing doesn't get in the way, who knows what could happen?
Yeah, you never know. Yeah. Well, certainly great. A great family, and your wife Marilee, you guys have done quite the job there. How old is Duke now?
Duke's 13. He just just turned 13.
Yeah, making me feel old here, dude.
He goes fast.
Yeah, I remember when he got his first pair of boots. Yeah,
I can the picture in my head. We've got him on because he came out on Royal Star when he was 5 with us. He came on a 6-day trip, and we were just looking at it the other day. He's holding about a 10 or 12 pound yellowtail. It's almost as long as he is. His little boots are 3 inches long. It's hilarious.
Wearing big ones now.
Oh yeah, size 13.
No, come on, 13 years old, size 13.
Yeah, size 13.
Wow. Well, we have some very patient callers who want to talk to you, Tim. Let's start things off this morning with Chris in Azusa. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
How you guys doing?
Great.
Hey, Tim, how are you?
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. I used to be out in Simi, fish with you guys for quite a long time now.
I see you got a so let me see. I'm looking on the screen here. It says you got a question about bluefin versus yellowfin. I can't wait. What is it?
Yeah, I was curious. How do you rate the fight on those bigger bluefin compared to the bigger yellowfin?
Yeah.
Okay, listen up, everybody.
Yeah.
I think if you take a 150-pound yellowfin, in particular one in warm water, and a 150-pound bluefin, and you tied them together tail to tail, that the yellowfin would tow that poor bluefin around the ocean until it just, either the rope snapped or the bluefin dragged it down to the bottom after it croaked. Yeah. Those yellowfin are way tougher.
Way tougher.
Way tougher.
Now and there's been side-by-side examples here where guys fishing Guadalupe catching 150-pound yellowfin at Guadalupe. And those things are tough over there.
They really get souped up, especially when the old sharks are chasing them around.
Yeah.
It has a motivating influence.
Oh yeah.
But
and then you move over to catch 150-pound bluefin. It's like you got a real side-by-side comparison.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Not to undersell those bluefin.
No.
They put on good battle on. They're good, worthy game fish. But those yellowfin, in particular the ones in warm water, like you get them down there in the tropics where the water is 78 or above, that's just a different animal. I mean, those things are unbelievable how tough they are.
Yeah.
Just
like those hurricane bank ones that are lean and mean.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
The ones down on the beach, they're down on I can remember years down on Finger Bank there and Morgan Bank. I mean, they're so tough. They make you angry. They just don't give up. You get those ones that, gosh,
right
man,
to the bitter end.
Oh, to the last tail beat before a gap. They're pulling so hard, I'm sure it has something to do with that warm water, higher metabolism, whatever. Uh-huh. But there you go.
Now I wonder about those East Coast bluefin, those giants, and they catch those big giants in cold water. Or I guess they catch them in the Gulf Stream though, so it's not super cold, right?
Yeah, but I mean, everything that I've heard of, and I can't comment because I haven't been there, but everything that I've heard of, I mean, obviously they're catching 1,000-pounders. They pretty much grind them right in.
Yeah.
That shallow water has a lot to do with it. If the fish doesn't have anywhere to go, it runs out in the surface. It can't sound. I think you'd have a real different story on your hand if you were trying to catch them at 1,000 fathoms.
Yeah.
But I mean, can you imagine a 1,000-pound yellowfin?
No.
You imagine trying to get forget it, man.
So it brings up, and Chris, thanks a lot for the call. Good question there. Brings up, so I have heard, and Captain Frank and a lot of you guys have told me that the 150 to 200 pounders are the ones that are really the toughest of all the yellowfin. Is that true, or is that 350 pounder pretty darn tough too?
I have to say they're all individuals. I mean, I've seen plenty of yellowfin that you get them up as a 200-pounder and you think, my gosh, what how do we get that thing in so fast? And then you get other ones that are just absolutely the meanest. I call them devilfish, and I have a very distinct memory of a handful or so of devilfish in my life that and most of which were between 200 and 300 pounds.
Yeah, that
are just unbelievably tough.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's an individual personality on the fish, huh?
Yeah.
They just, everyone is different.
Pete, we had this fish. Dave Cabot was the angler. I'll never forget it. We had him out in a skiff at Clarion Island. 4.5 hours. The thing was 263 pounds.
On the skiff.
Had a 100-pound line, and both he and I pulling on the rod at the same time. We had drifted like 5-6 miles away from the island. I complete full disclosure, I was trying to break the line. We were doing everything we could to just break
over it.
Yeah, just break him off. Just endless.
Is it dark or is it?
It was getting dark.
It was getting dark.
Yeah, we did everything and this thing, I've never in my life seen a meaner fish more determined to just ruin us.
Yeah.
And then once we finally got the thing up and I gapped it, I got it next to the boat. I mean, the battle just began.
Oh.
It began. It was 15 minutes of that thing on the flying gaff, just absolutely tearing us to pieces.
Oh my gosh!
I'm telling you, man. It was.
How big was it?
263.
263.
There was actually one of the very few moments of fishing in my life when this thing we had on the flying gaff next to the boat, and it was just going insane, and it just went on, and I actually had a momentary thought of like, I'm not sure I know what to do at this point. You know what I mean?
Because it's just you and the angler in the skiff.
And I mean, I've not had very many instances in my life in the water where I've been like, I'm not.
What?
Yeah, I reached that point. There was a little flash, like I'm not sure what we're gonna do here. Yeah. But we got him. We won.
Yeah, that's cool. What a great story. All right, you want to get through 858-457-1090. Only line in the building that's available right now. Let's go ahead and back into the phones, and let's talk to Gus in Burbank. Good morning, Gus.
Good morning, guys. Yo, Tim.
Gus.
Boy, it's always a privilege to talk to you, I feel, and I just wanted to, get your feelings on this. I booked a trip on the Aztec that leaves Monday night, and we're getting this cold front is supposed to blow in like Sunday and into Monday, and then they're expecting more offshore winds on Tuesday when I'm going to be fishing.
Right, exactly. It looks like it's going to blow right through and then come right back down. That's what it looked like to me. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are queued up to be beautiful on the outside.
Okay.
So you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm all.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
It looks like Monday's going to blow,
mm-hmm.
and then it's starting to come down a little bit. I mean, there'll be some leftover residual.
Yeah, there's going to be some residual bump. But, it comes down fast on Tuesday. And again,
fast, too. I mean, I'm looking right now at buoy weather. Monday afternoons 14 to 19 offshore, and Tuesday morning 6 to 8 knots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I think you're good, Gus.
Yeah, you might get a little, it might roll around a little bit on the way out there. But by the time you get out there and settled in, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah. Go get them, Gus. You better
cool deal.
You better smoke some of that up for us, though.
Yeah, well, it never comes out as good as the salmon. I'm sorry.
It just isn't.
My recipe works great for salmon, and the yellowfin I'd rather eat raw.
Yeah. Now, Tim, you've enjoyed some of Gus's famous smoked salmon.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
First thing I was going to say, though, is you better catch them before you cook them.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I have a story. Gus brought me down a little holiday treat, and I shared a chunk to the relatives back east as an appetizer before we went out to dinner on Wednesday night in Chicago, and everybody was just going, "Where'd you get this stuff?" It's like, well, you can't get this stuff only from. You have to know Gus. Yeah, you have to
take
Gus.
Me fishing.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
All right, Gus. Hey, good luck on your trip. We'll look forward to the report. Let's head south down to the East Cape. Captain Mark Rare from Gen Ren Sport Fishing. What's up, Mark?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I still got a little bit of a turkey coma from from the weekend, but things are good.
Yes.
Things are very good.
Cool. So tell us about it.
I wanted to warn you. We're going to be in the studio. I'm bringing my drunken deckhand there to San Diego
next
Saturday. So
that's right.
There should be probably a case of Crown Royal arriving at the studio sometime during the week. I wanted to give you a heads up so you're aware that it's coming.
We'll have Adam watch for that case for Captain Jack there for sure. Yeah. No, that'll be great having you in the studio next Saturday. We could, from the day, you and your deckhand Jack, so that'll be fun.
Really looking forward to it. We're kind of experiencing the same thing down here in the East Cape as you are. Unseasonably good weather and great fishing. Typically by Thanksgiving time, it is blowing like heck here, and the kiteboarders have taken over. They're kind of a good show to watch, but it's usually their time. But not this year. It is like a pond out there.
Fantastic. And fish are still biting?
Yellowfin tuna are wide open.
Wow.
Blue marlin just showed up right off of Punta Colorado. Several boats just had a field day with him yesterday, and some really nice ones too. So it was pretty interesting. I want to make a comment about the yellowfin. A couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, we were lucky enough in the Los Cabos tuna jackpot in Cabo San Lucas to catch a 239-pound yellowfin. And you talk about tough. It took us 4 hours to get the fish.
Ooh. On
an ATD 50 with 130-pound leader.
Oh.
I mean, that fish was tough. I've never spent that long on a fish. But
83-degree water.
Tim's right, man.
Yeah.
They all have personalities. The other thing that was interesting to me, we're talking about warm water versus cold water. The striped marlin, are way tougher in the cold water than they are in the warm water.
That's true.
They?
But,
that's interesting.
That's true.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
we experienced the exact same thing. I can remember on those fly fishing trips years ago, we caught them up there north of the 13 fathom bank, and the water was 69 or 70 or something like that, and those things were just brutal.
Like the opposite, huh?
Yeah, and then we got into that warmer water, 78, 79 down south of the Thetis Bank. He's grinding them right in.
Lethargic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. Different metabolisms.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Mark, we're looking forward to having you in the Jack and the Mighty 1090 studio next Saturday.
Thank you, Pete. Looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks for the comment there, and congratulations on that big fish in the Western Outdoor News tournament.
Thanks. That was good for a check for $132,000. So we were pretty excited about that.
Okay, so you're buying that.
I was just going to say.
I'm buying it.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. Mark, excuse me. Appreciate the call this morning. All right, let's find out what's happening down in the Baja. The Cast Man is standing by, and this Catch Report is sponsored by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest. That's why they're known as the Fish Pros, and like we always say, once you try them, they'll be hooked, and you'll be hooked. Hey, you fillet and vacuum pack all of and the smoked fish there that you guys are doing now, and the tuna jerky and the tuna burgers, all the options that you guys do over Fisherman's Processing, nobody even comes close.
Those guys have done, it's headed up by Sean, but the whole crew over there have just done such a phenomenal job of producing, the consistency of that product, of the smoked product, of the jerky product, the burgers, the fact that there's so many different options for anglers now bringing in the tuna, especially now that, the whole canning thing is going. We have the custom cans, of course, there, but the big canning operation, that went by the wayside. So it's important to have all those options for anglers to do different things with your fish. But again, the consistency of the operation, I mean, it's beautiful. The facility's beautiful. The consistency of the product that comes out of there, they take so much pride in what they call table ready, and we experienced it last night. We had some of that bluefin. You cut it out of the bag, put it on the cutting board, and cut it into steaks. You're ready to go.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to do any trimming. It is ready to go.
Yeah. And I got to say that you walk into that facility, and you walk into other facilities. Then you walk into Fisherman's Processing, and you go, this
just has that feel to it.
This place is the place I want to have my fish processed right here, for sure.
Yeah.
So check it out, fishermansprocessing.com, or see them when your trip returns to the San Diego landings. Let's go to the Cast Man. Buenos dias, Cast Man.
Buenos dias, Pedro. Tim, glad you guys are doing well. And, gosh, you piqued my interest with that trip to the Tres Marias Islands there out in Mazatlan. I'll tell you, Geronimo Savalos there, the port captain, has for years been telling me about the fishing off those islands. And not only are you going to get the big tuna, but there's some huge Cubera snappers there that are an incredible fish to catch, man. I'll tell you, talk about tractor tough when you get those guys near the rocks and trying to get them out of their holes or caves there where they live. I mean, I'll tell you, that's a hell of a battle. But you should do well there, Tim. It's a great destination, especially for Mazatlan. It's closer. Not only getting there, but also from that Elsa Marina, that hotel there. It's just gorgeous. What a facility there, and like you guys were talking, Mazatlan's such a great city, especially for guys that like to eat. Myself, I'm telling you, there's some great restaurants.
Amazing restaurants, and that old downtown there. It's just beautiful. And Castman, why aren't you on the trip with us? We should get you on that trip.
Well, you can entice me. I think May's clear right now, Pete. So we'll have to talk this week.
So is Geronimo on that trip with us? Is he? I know Juan Azoredo is coming. Is Geronimo coming?
I haven't confirmed that yet.
Yeah, okay.
But you never know.
He'd be fun.
Might be able to twist his arm and have him come out there with us.
He'd be quite the character for sure. Well, Castman, what's going on in your world?
Well, I'll tell you, man, those striped marlin, that have kind of just been teasing for the last 5-6 months there down around that southern tip of Baja, East Cape, San Jose del Cabo. I'll tell you, they went off this week. They were averaging over 1 per boat per day. That's a heck of an average for the striped marlin there. I heard there was a big body of striped marlin up out of Mag Bay there in those banks there, and I think they finally starting to migrate south. So look for that to really turn on. I would imagine next month in January should be fabulous striped marlin fishing down there. And, of course, along with the striped marlin, there's been plenty of tuna. Nothing really big this past week. A lot of football-sized fish, but plenty of limits there. So a lot of tuna going on there. Now, we talked about Mazatlan, the same thing there. They really went off this week on the sailfish. This is kind of the time of the year that they migrated in the area, and they were averaging one sail fish, over one sailfish per boat per day there, along with, a few scattered dorado and tuna. But there's some great fishing going on there. And, of course, down at Ixtapas, Zihuatanejo, 8 miles out of the harbor, they're finding a really good bite on sailfish and blue marlin, a few scattered, a few dorado here, a few tuna, and, of course, along the beaches there, really good rooster fish and big Jack Crevalle fishing there along the beaches, especially around that Valentine River area. But that's the report for this week. There's some great fishing going on down in southern Baja and over in the mainland. So anybody wants to get in some of that good winter action down at Ixtapas, Zihuatanejo, or Cancun can give us a call at Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or on the web at www.casttours.com, and I'll talk to you boys next Saturday.
Next Saturday for sure, Cass, and best to you and your lovely family that at Cast Tours there on this Thanksgiving holiday. I'm sure you had quite the feast.
Yeah, we cooked 2 turkeys, had the whole gang over here, and now the next big festivities is going to be Christmas time, and we'll get the tamale line going and making a ton of tamales.
Oh, there you go.
He's been promising me tamales for years, Tim. And
You're getting some
I've yet to see one.
Yep.
You're on the spot there, Cass.
Okay, I'm you're on right now. That's
All
my
right,
favorite
man.
thing. All right, Cass, man. Talk to you next Saturday. Happy holiday.
Right.
Appreciate
Take care,
that
boys.
very much. All right, that is the Catch Report by Cast Tours, sponsored in part by Dana Landing on Mission Bay, your one-stop shop for everything you need to go fishing. Complete saltwater tackle shop, full deli, Mexican and California licenses, trips, and 6-pack charters. They have the best 4-packs and 6-packs in town. And when it comes to freshwater tackle, check out East County Bait and Tackle. Full line of freshwater tackle and live bait for a great day on the lake. That's Dana Landing right across from SeaWorld, next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay, and then East County Bait and Tackles at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview in Lakeside. Check DanaLanding.com for more information on those 2 great spots. D in Laguna Beach, you're next up on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Tim God.
Morning.
Great boat. I got to tell you about the Royal Star. I've been on it about 3 or 4 times over the years. And that chef you have is amazing. Just an amazing man, that man. Anyhow, Tim, my question to you is, when the bluefin do leave here, where do they go? Do they cross the Pacific and go back up to Japan, or where do the bluefin go?
That's what the word is. They do. They spend a portion of that bluefin population comes over here, migrates to the west coast of North America, and typically they'll spend a number of years over here along the west coast, going up and down the coast between summer and winter, between, say, an area outside Bonitas, maybe up as high as off the coast of Washington, Oregon. They just kind of run up and down the coast for a few years, and then they head back across. Once they get bigger, they head back across to spawn in the warmer waters of the I guess the equatorial and the subequatorial western Pacific, down off the coast of southern Japan. That's the conventional wisdom. Of course, these fish, they kind of have a way of doing their own thing sometimes. I think that's the general picture. Typically, bluefin, they don't really spend much time over here once they get above, say, 150, 170, 200 pounds. That's generally when they reach that spawning size and they head over to the west. But these last few years have kind of thrown a wrence into that work.
Sure, yeah.
You just never know.
Yeah, and basically they don't spawn here; they spawn over there.
That is what the conventional wisdom is, that all of the spawning takes place over there in the Western Pacific.
But things change in the ocean, and you never know when it's going to change around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. There's been a lot of research done. There actually there's a wealth of knowledge about their spawning habits, behavior, and they do they do trawls and find the larvae in the water, and they are quite knowledgeable about what those bluefin do. But that's the general. They kind of follow the same things the albacore. They just make a circle around the Pacific. They come over here in the summertime, go back across over there, and again, just a portion of them kind of break off for whatever reason and stay over here. Right. Yeah, and we see that in the different year classes of fish that show up here on the coast.
Interesting. Yeah. Hey, D, thanks a lot for the call this morning. That does free up. 858-457-1090 open right now. If you've been trying to get through, there's your chance. And when we come back, more from Tim Ekstrom from the Royal Store, more talking about catching fish in Southern California and beyond. Stay tuned. This is Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup and the mighty 1090.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and True Line. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hard-working crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service sport fishing operation offering great half-day and three-quarter-day trips. Book online at fishermanslanding.com. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
For over 5 decades, Lee Palm Sport Fishing has set the standard in long-range fishing that they pioneered long ago. The Red Rooster 3 sets a new standard of excellence. The Red Rooster 3 is one of the most modern, quiet, and fastest long-range vessels in the fleet. They have handpicked the finest crew to make your trip a memorable one. The Red Rooster 3 offers trips from 3 to 18 days and runs year-round to the best fishing spots on the planet. Ride the Red Rooster 3 once and you'll be back again. Call the Red Rooster 3 at 619-224-3857 or see them on the web at redrooster3.com. What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled, deep-diving, aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap Magnums are irresistible to saltwater game fish. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire line at rapala.com.
It's time for our Power Pro 30-second seminar, and I tell you what, with Power Pro, what I like about it is the knot strength. You tie a knot with Power Pro, whether it be a John Collins knot, an Albright knot, back-to-back uni, they hold and work with Power Pro.
Yeah, the line is just not stiff. It's the perfect amount of round. It has good abrasion resistance, and it's just easier for connections than other types of line out there.
Indeed. Power Pro at your favorite tackle store or check out powerpro.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Pete Gray here with Captain Tim Ekstrom from the Royal Star. Just posted on our Facebook, Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show, and Instagram, Hookup 1090 on Instagram, a picture of us in the studio here, and just Tim and myself.
That's it.
Rockhead Rick's out of town, but we're having fun along with Adam on the other side of the glass.
We got it.
Takes care of us. Yeah, we got it.
Got it.
And, of course, you out there on the phones. 2 lines open. You want to join us. 858-457-1090, a line open there, or 877-792-1090, and you have a chance. 2, we're giving away 2 because it's a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
1 each. 2 different chances to win a trip on the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing, 3-quarter-day trip on the Liberty. And, Taro's been getting them.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He had a great day. We were out there next to him on Monday at the 60 Mile Bank, and we had 33 or 34 of those bluefin that day. Phenomenal fishing.
Unreal.
Yeah.
How big were the big ones?
150 to 170.
Oh, just little ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, they were.
That's day and a half range.
Yeah, it was
or
interesting.
It's 1 day.
It's
range.
1 day range. Yeah. It's interesting because another thing kind of playing into the idea that maybe there's more to this than just a little flash in the pan was there was multiple size classes of fish out there. There were even some little guys. We had a few. I don't know what they were, 12, 18-pound little peanuts in there. Then there was these 30 to 50-pounders. They were mixed in. There were some 80 to 100-pounders and 150 to 170-pounders. There were multiple size classes of fish.
And when you fleshed them out, were they full of that market squid?
A lot of them were.
Were they?
Yeah, they were loaded.
Is anybody fishing the market squid out there?
I know somebody did.
Yeah.
They were effective, too.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, for sure. Let's jump back on those jam-packed phone lines. Randy in Costa Mesa, you're next up. Good morning, Randy.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's funny that it's a good segue. I was just going to ask about the market squid. I know that the Channel Islands have been loaded, and I was just curious if anybody's up fishing that stuff to take out to the tuna grounds.
I heard that a couple of the L.A. boats that were there, I want to say it was a Thunderbird. I heard that he had squid, and they did really well on it. And I know the stuff, again, it was on the bank. Like, there was plenty to catch.
You could scoop it.
Just a couple at a time, but it was good on the jig, jigging it up. Yeah, you caught plenty for bait.
Yeah.
But if somebody came down there with a load from one of the, where they had tanks full of it, oh my gosh, I'm sure it would not
better
hurt.
than the sardine.
Well, I think there's times when it is, especially that right at daylight, that first hit.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's tough about that squid is, it's like Katie bar the door when they hit you, and you get 8 or 10 going. If you have a light current like we did the other day, it's tough once you get 8 or 10 fish going, because those squid, they don't do anything. They just sit there. You cast a bait out, he swims away, and you can actually fish it. With a squid, it's just straight up and down, or it's right under the. It's really tough to stay out of tangles with all those fish racing around. I mean, it's I don't care who it is, you, me, the most experienced angler. You're gonna have a hard time getting a decent amount of time with it in the water. That's the only drawback. But hey, if you got 8 or 10 going, you're doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good. Yeah. How about that Steve Pinard from Dana Landing in Mission Bay? 195 on a flat fall the other day.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, those flat falls were really effective in the dark.
Yeah.
There were the first couple of days. We weren't there for the first couple of days, but those guys that Mark there on the
Mark Ornos.
Yeah, Ornos there. I'm brain farting on the name of the Voyager, Pacific Voyager. Yeah, and Marcus
Medak. Yeah.
Exactly on the Nuluan, and then Taro also on the Liberty. Those guys really had some good hits, like right at daylight, pre-daylight.
Oh, well, Marcus said when he called us last week on the show and kind of busted that we were breaking the news right then and there.
Yeah.
He He put the anchor down at 3:30. That was the first indicator of where he was. He said, "Yeah, we kicked the anchor over at 3:30. Where is he? I think we know where he is." And he said we started hanging fish right then and there as soon as the anchor was down. Yeah, in the dark.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's really that's where the flat falls. I mean, those things are just incredible anyway, but they really came into play. I always like that saying. He described it as being too good. I love that description.
Yeah.
We call that a quality problem.
Yeah, when you have 1,500 pounders going at one time, that's too good, right?
Yeah, it's too good.
We're okay with that though. Hills and Ventura, you're next up on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Tim and Pete. How are you guys doing?
Morning, good.
Hey, so I wanted to ask Tim and Pete about current as a captain. Like you hear the local captains like Brian Woolley talking about he's getting bit when the current's correct or good, whatever that is, and not getting bit when the current's a little not happening. And can you explain a little bit about what's the difference between uphill and downhill, and what's better, and just like what is it? How does it work for a sport captain?
Well, generally, the current dictates where you're going to place the boat. You're always trying to get the boat ahead of whatever structure there is, with the current running towards the structure. That's the textbook scenario. Say there's a rock or something like that, a high spot, and the current's going down. You get up ahead of it and drop your anchor so the lines are going back towards the structure. I mean, that's textbook. But there's a lot of different. There isn't really one particular what do I say, like textbook explanation for all spots. Certain spots, the fish bite better with a current flowing a certain way. You're always looking for something, and that's just based on the history. Say a captain, he fishes around. Let's just use the Channel Islands, and he's been there for years and years, and finds that when the current's running downhill, that's when they've had better fishing. So he's going out there hoping it's going to be downhill. Needless to say, and then the opposite. Maybe he's been out there all these times and it's running uphill and they don't catch a darn thing. So that's kind of a general description, but there isn't one description for all of it. Every spot seems to have its quirks, and that's where experience really comes in. Where I'm leading is, when you're going out with say an experienced sport boat captain, that's where your advantage. That's where the angler has an advantage, and that this guy
Especially
knows
when you're like at the 60-mile bank or place like that.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, a guy knows that the current's running this way. Hey, 3 years ago we killed him when it was doing this, and he goes down to the other end of the bank, and sure enough, there's where the fish are. He sets up correctly. That's where that, again, experience really becomes invaluable. And you only learn that through being out on the water, through a lot of days and sitting there.
On the water.
That's exactly right.
You ever counted the number of days you've been on the water?
I had over 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, well over 5,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of days.
Yeah, considering, let's see, I'm 49 now, and I've been doing this since I was 15.
Yeah.
Easily over 5,000.
Easily.
30 years on long-range boats.
Wow.
Yeah.
30 years on long range.
25 years on Royal
and
Star
that's
now. 6 years on Royal Polaris. Oh, yeah.
Wow. How many years on the Royal Star?
Let's see, 1992 I started on there. This is 25 years
25 years.
Yeah, and then 6 years on Royal Polaris before that.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, good question, Hills. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Cher in Cardiff, you're next up on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, I have a question, Tim and Pete, about albacore. Every year, there's this talk of, well, maybe this is the year. Well, I'm really curious. What do you guys think is happening with albacore?
Well, I think that what's happening is what we've seen before. I'll offer that first. These albacore events, these big albacore events that happen in Southern California, if you look back in history, seem to coincide with the back end of big El Nino events. And we're right on the back end now of El Nino. It hasn't, they're talking now about this La Nina developing, so we shall see. But what we saw, let's use the last great El Nino, the one that happened in 1982-83, and then it was followed by incredible albacore fishing in 84 and 85, and then there was a 10-year lull where we barely caught anything. There was another big El Nino, significant El Nino event, like 96, 97, 98, and that's when those albacore followed. We have incredible albacore fishing 98 through 2004, and now, it fell off, 2005, 2006 is when it stopped.
Yep.
So we're looking, again, we're at about the 8 or 9 year mark here. We haven't had any albacore to speak of. I mean, if you use history as a measure, let's just say we're getting closer. I don't want to...
The cycle is swinging toward yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're just looking at a cycle here, and I think that's the best I could offer. I mean, I don't want to go out on a limb and say they're going to show up next year, but we're getting closer. Okay. I will say that.
That's a good prediction.
I mean, we've obviously all seen something really different is happening here in the Southern California bight with this warmer water being more prevalent and these tropical and subtropical species seeming to set up shop. There's something larger at work that, in the back of my mind, I've thought a few times, God, I wonder if these albacore, I wonder if they're going to come back at all, I mean, because things are so different. Things are so different, it begs the question. But just as soon as you think that, the ocean is cyclical, man. I mean, I would.
Look at the way squids come back this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would be far more surprised if they don't show than if they do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it. I'm still sticking with my same prediction. I'm predicting albacore because I do every year, and one of these years.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like the weatherman.
Yeah.
But I will say this too. To close the book on that topic. Without the albacore, if we have to suffer through, incredible yellowfin tuna fishing, incredible yellowtail fishing, incredible dorado fishing, incredible blue, if we have to suffer through all that in the interim, we'll take it.
You will take it anytime. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. And when we come back, we're going to get some catch reports, get more of your phone calls, more from Captain Tim Ekstrom. Great show going here on Thanksgiving weekend, holiday weekend. We're here on Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Alaska's Katmai Lodge is a world-class wilderness fishing paradise on the banks of the famed Alagnak River. You'll fish for all 5 species of Pacific salmon, king, sockeye, chum, coho, and on even years, pinks, plus trophy-sized rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, and Dolly Varden, both in the Alagnak and the nearby waters. Katmai Lodge's U.S. Coast Guard and CPR certified guides are fishing fanatics and know how to help you reel them in. They are exceptional teachers and ensure you have days that are fish-filled fun-filled and fun with freshly prepared snacks and barbecued lunches on the river. Back at the lodge, there are fireside appetizers and refreshments each afternoon, as well as fresh, delicious meals prepared by their exceptional chef. Elevate your visit with a quick fly-out trip to Brooks Falls in Katmai National Park for world-renowned bear watching. For the best fishing adventure ever, visit katmai.com. That's KATMAI.com.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3/4-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3/4-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3/4-day, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero. The main emphasis on the ranch, we're going to keep it old style. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to improve what we have. The kitchen is brand new kitchen this year with all new kitchen equipment, new stoves, ovens. We put a new freezer in. We've put in all brand new split air conditioners with thermostats to make sure every room is cold. We've also worked on the boat fleet with a couple large lures, a 31 and a 34. We've got the largest Super Ponga fleet on the East Cape, all with brand new Yamaha motors. Brand new beds. We've got all Serta beds, the best beds in Baja, I kid you not. We're working all the time at the ranch. We're not changing it, just making it a lot better. That's why we get the high TripAdvisor reviews. It's my responsibility. I got to take care of you. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero. RanchoLeonero.com. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
This is Captain Art Taylor of Searcher Sport Fishing. Come join our season crew led by Captain Aaron, Remy, and me on a fishing adventure to remember. Our 2018 schedule is available now with multi-day trips to fit your budget. The Searcher has remodeled cabins, an RSW system to preserve your catch, and great meals prepared by our chefs. Don't wait. Book your adventure online now at SearcherSportFishing.com or call Celia at 619-226-2403. That's 619-226-2403. Visit SearcherSportFishing.com.
Who's going to be more successful? The guy with a state-of-the-art fish finder and the latest sonar technology? Or the guy who wastes time looking for fish the old-fashioned way? Smart fishermen know how to embrace technology. And no one understands technology better than your San Diego County Ford dealer. The new F-150 is the only truck available with Pro Trailer Backup Assist, the most advanced, most efficient way to back a trailer ever. It's just one of many high-tech features you won't find on any other truck. Ford is also the only brand available with EcoBoost, a twin turbocharged engine that offers impressive fuel economy without sacrificing power. In other words, Ford trucks just flat out work smarter. So whether you're on the road or on the water, don't let technology pass you by. Come in now and get a clearance price on a new high-tech 2017 F-Series pickup. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today. Ford, that's California smart. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
For local and long-range fishing, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among seasoned or novice anglers. But Islander Charters is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. You need to check out the Islander on their website, islander-charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 2 to 5 day fishing. Watch the website for trips and adventures available. Experience the Islander difference. Visit islander-charters.com for all the details.